All right. How you guys doing? Yes. Afternoon, Friday, 1:17 British Standard Time. Yeah, Arthur Hayes has got a new blog post. I think it's live. I think it came out last night. But I got the email notification this morning, so you should subscribe or just wait for me to read it out. Hopefully, it won't be 3 hours long. Like last time, it ended up being a 3-part series. But let me just check if I'm live. Eyes live. Okay, cool. Let's just delve in without further ado. Boom. Here we go. All right. Fear is the Mind Killer, Arthur Hayes, 13th of May 2021. Any views expressed in the below are personal views of the author, should not form the basis for making investment decisions, nor be construed as a recommendation or advice to engage in investment transactions. Covering his own ass. Yes, I like this. So what's this kind of the picture is like low IQ, medium IQ, and high IQ, kind of like Jedi warrior Obi-Wan Kenobi over here. And then the guys who got eyes and ears, and just all forehead and like camel humps for the heads. They make money. These guys make money, and the average dude is just he doesn't know which way to turn, left or right, up or down. Ends up not making money. So I guess it's true. It's like a bell curve, right? Low IQ just apes in on Doge when Elon tweets. That's pretty good, I guess, way to go about it. Yeah, and yes, the Jedi Obi-Wan, he knows Elon's going to tweet before he tweets. I think I'm leaning towards this camp because, like, on last Sunday, I gave you the playbook for Dogeburg, and it's playing out literally during this week. So amazing stuff. I think I was at some point this guy. I was thinking, Elsie started out as this guy, right? Just throwing money everywhere. So it's a progression. And the thing is, you can get to the middle part and just lose your way, get eaten up by the market, get churned up, grinded up into just the meat grind of trading and investing, and very few people actually get to the other side. It's a brutal game. It's like, basically a poker tournament, right? How many people get to the last few tables and walk away with money in their pocket? It's very few. The casino makes money. The TV company makes money showing it. All the sponsors make money. But, the people in the middle get caught up. They get all the chips taken away from them, right? And these guys, they just bet on the winner. Dan Blazarian's taking all everyone's chips. Let's just bet on him. So so this guy's trying to be Dan Blazarian, and he never makes it. Maybe this guy turns into owning a casino. So yeah. Okay, let's delve into Arthur's brain. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Paul Atreides, Dune. Wow. If you look at a copy of the book Dune, it's the only word that you can use the letters, and it just makes those beautiful art pattern, right? So you spell Dune, D, as a curve. Then you get the U like this. Follow my arrow. U, Dune. And then you get the N like that, I think, or like that, and then the E is like that, right? It looks beautiful. If you can get that hardcover book of Dune with that kind of art logo of the title, oh man, yeah, I might have to buy that. Okay, here's Arthur. I love sci-fi novels. At any given time, I'm reading at least one sci-fi novel. Dune by Frank Herbert is the single best sci-fi novel ever written. The full 6-book series is quite good, but the quality tapers off after the first book. The best sci-fi book series is the Three-Body Problem trilogy by Liu Cixin. Liu, how do you say these Chinese X's? Xizin, something like that. It is just astoundingly well written. I wish my Mandarin was better. Oh, he knows a bit of Chinese. So I could read it in Chinese rather than an English translation. If you like sci-fi, this shit is the truth. I'm also super pumped for the upcoming Foundation TV series. Asimov is a gangster. Us traders and investors are simple creatures driven by fear and greed. While greed goads humans into doing many incredible things, the fear of loss trumps all. Daniel Kahneman has a great body of work describing how humans' decisions are not as rational as classical economists believe. In particular, monetary loss afflicts greater damage on our psyche than monetary gain. As we venture deeper into this epic crypto bull market, an evaluation of what scares us is essential, because one or more of these narratives could supplant the desire of punters to keep buying the fucking dip. The flippening. A few weeks back, I got a message from Su Zhu of 3 Hours out of the blue. He asked me what I thought the probability was that the Ether market cap would surpass Bitcoin's during this bull run. I replied 0%. And then asked his opinion. He hit back with 50%. Raoul Pal, May's 2021 edition of the Global Macro Investor dropped shortly afterwards. Contained in the always amazing report was a snippet of a lengthy report by Nikhil Shamarpant on why Ether could reach $150,000 by January 2023. Wow. Less than 2 years. After reading the report, I sent Sue another message, updating my probability of the flipping occurring to 30%. Wow, we went from 0. Then he did his research, or read Raoul's research, and it's like, ooh, this could be true. So he upped it to 30. There's a subsect of the Bitcoin community that has night tremors rooted in the fear that Ether will one day overtake their beloved currency, featuring image of Apostle Buterin and Lord Lubin. I don't get the tribalism, me neither. But check out crypto Twitter for some epic Bitcoin versus Ether rants. The Bitcoin maximalists believe that Bitcoin is the one true monetary god in the crypto firmament. Again, he always brings back army, war kind of imagery firmaments. Everything else is at best a supporting deity. At worst, pure evil. Yeah. Tribalism is very off-putting for many people looking from the outside, but it's kind of needed as well because of the shenanigans and outright thievery that goes on in crypto. Wild West. It's basically, can you imagine America before or just post Columbus discovering it or landing, announcing to the world these new lands of opportunity and wealth. You know, there was a huge battle to take over the United States. The French, the Dutch, the Spanish, the English, you know, all were here. I think even the Germans. I don't not maybe in small numbers. The Portuguese, I think they were like, let's just go down south, less competition. On the other end of the spectrum are meth heads who believe that Ether can both be the hardest form of crypto money and the world's best decentralized computer. To them, after ETH 2.0 launches and the switch from proof of work to a proof of stake consensus algorithm is completed, currently slated for later this year. They've been saying that for ages. I thought it was last year. Last summer they said, yeah, ETH 2.0. Then Ether's market cap will quickly eclipse Bitcoin's. I try to eradicate dogma from my thinking as much as I can, lest I become married to a way of thinking that will become outdated as time marches forward. Yes, I agree. I, as all humans, will fail in this endeavor. Yes, but we must try on this endeavor. But hopefully I'll reduce future losses by reminding myself that I can only predict the probability outcomes and act accordingly. Smart man. He's a humble man, but he's, yes. He knows Mr. Market will teach you a lesson at some point. He must have had those lessons, as we all do, get taught, thrust upon us. The dogma surrounding Bitcoin and Ether must be stripped down to what the actual fundamental vision is for each crypto. Then we can build back up to the current state of affairs and evaluate whether the narrative fundamentally makes sense. That's super important. Super important. Strip everything down. You got to do this yourself. This is why DYOR, do your own research. It's got to make sense to you. You've got to dig down into what these crypto networks are, right? You've got to understand that. And then you can view the chatter and that surrounds each coin and each network. Is it fake, or is it real, or is it just snake oil, right? Only you can do that. Maybe you like research on other people's findings, but you still have to do the research, right? Because otherwise you would just believe the stories, right? What is Bitcoin / Ether? The best forms of money have no industrial use case. Fiat currencies are very useful for commerce, because they are intrinsically worthless. Yes, you get it and you want to get rid of it. The demand to use a particular fiat is completely tied to the usefulness of its network. Yes, that's why they make a closed shop. These banks and governments. That's why you go to Britain. You cannot use the euro or the Japanese yen. No, that is not allowed. You must use the Great British pound with the Queen's head on it. The network in this case is the number of domestic and or international trading counterparties that will accept a particular fiat currency in exchange for goods and or labor. Hence why the petrodollar was so key in maintaining US dollar as the reserve currency for 50 years. Post the breakup from the link to the gold backing. The reason why commodity forms of money are not great, so people don't even understand this obvious fact. Commodity money is not great for everyday use, is that they have value tied to some real world use case. Yes, a barrel of oil is a terrible currency. Yes, oil would have two sources of demand affecting its price versus labor and goods. Yes, agree, 100%. There's pretty much nothing he's ever said so far I've disagreed with, right? The first would be the demand function from energy consumers. Yes. The second would be the demand function as a medium of exchange. How do I price my labor in terms of a barrel of oil? I must impute a value based on oil's usefulness to my daily energy needs and what I think other people believe its value is versus the good or service that I'm trading. It's too complicated. It's got too many factors, inputs. It gets quite complicated as the number of economic actors grows and the supply and monetary velocity of oil contains interdependent vectors. Yes. Summer season, winter season, economic growth versus economic contraction, oil supply, new finds of fields of joy. You get on what I'm getting at. The number one mission of Ether is to power the world's largest decentralized computer. Ether is valuable because the Ethereum network is the most used smart contract protocol. It has the most developers, the most dApps, and the largest total value locked, TVL. Ether is the commodity that is meant to pay for gas so that you may use the Ethereum decentralized computer. That's why we're getting the problem with the gas costs. They shouldn't be linked. There should be a separate Ether gas token, essentially. Stable gas token. The supply of the gas token should go up and down according to the demand, right? Or you just lock it at a stable notional value, arbitrary value. Ether's use case is not purely monetary. The best example of this is the DAO hack, decentralized autonomous organization. This was back in 15 or 16, right when Ether started, the network started. People tried to make a DeFi product. You lock up your tokens, essentially. I don't know what it was functioning. I'm assuming to get more tokens, right? For those of you who are not around in 2016, it was a very bridged sequence of events that led to a decision to hard fork the Ethereum network in order to save investors in the DAO. They just call it the DAO. A project called the DAO launched in an attempt to be the first real decentralized autonomous organization running an Ethereum protocol VC fund. Okay, this is direct from Joe Lubin. Users staked ETH into the DAO smart contract. Okay, yes, as I kind of alluded to, and in return they could vote on how the pooled funds will be invested into promising projects. Okay, it's like a Silicon Valley VC fund organization with voting rights. It's just doomed to fail. The DAO attracted approximately $150 million worth of ETH at the time, basically the entire, most of the Ethereum. Because remember, back in the day, Ethereum ICO'd at 50 cents, which made it one of the largest crowdfunding campaigns in human history. Holy but Jesus, I did not know that number. A bug in the smart contract allowed the entity to drain the funds from the DAO. I object to calling this hacking. The contract performed as written. Yes. I forget the term for it. I'm not a computer nerd. The problem was that DAO creators did not fully understand how a smart contract would perform in the wild. Did they not test it? Did they not do audits? The Ethereum community, loosely led by Vitalik, had a very stark choice to make. Allow the DAO funds to be drained, but uphold the immutability of the blockchain. This would have made Ether more akin to a hard monetary instrument, but given the nascent stage of the dApp ecosystem in 2016, it would have dented the enthusiasm of investors to participate in future DeFi projects because of the losses they sustain. Go back to the DeFi summer last year. Susie got drained, poorly written code in 2 days. It took a few days of hammering the code writer. I think it's Chef Nomi or something, right? Before he was like, I'll give back the funds. But he was like, it was huge drama, right? And so I guess the investor was like, DeFi projects, they get rug pulled or code breaks down. It's like, let's carry on. That's how times have changed. Push for the miners to accept a hard fork would roll back the Ethereum blockchain. Ooh, yes, rolling back the chain is a no-no in terms of the image that they're trying to project these projects, right? These projects, these blockchains are supposed to be only go forward in time. You can't roll back the chain. Other kinds of defeats of the whole purpose of a time-based blockchain computer stamping, time stamping, all that stuff, right? So they're going to roll back the chain before the DAO gets exploited and allow investors to recover their ETH. This makes ETH a poor monetary instrument because history can be rewritten under duress, yes, but it would give confidence to investors to continue experimenting with DeFi applications. They should have done this in some sort of sandbox on a secondary chain, right? Why is there should be one main chain, and I'm sure they do that now, right? Do they? I don't know. Ethereum, some of the stuff they do is kind of weird. The community, true to the actual mission, chose advancing Ethereum's position as a decentralized computer over being a true monetary instrument. This decision upset a lot of community members who valued immutability above all else. So after the hard fork, they continued mining the original chain, but changed the name to Ethereum Classic. It has the same community commitment to acting like hard money as Bitcoin, and the same smart contract logic of Ethereum. My religion is the market, and over the 5 years, it is decreed that ETH shall be worth 30 times more than ETC Ethereum Classic. The market values the focus of Ethereum being the best smart contract protocol over it attempting to be a form of hard crypto money. Good collateral as well. Serving two masters is impossible. That is true. Who do you listen to? Whose voice? Who is the dominant master? When in doubt, the Ethereum community will always elevate the needs of the decentralized computer over the needs of being a true hard monetary instrument. As we look forwards to the future of ETH 2.0, there's a budding narrative that ETH could be both the hardest form of crypto money and the best decentralized computer. Hashtag ref exclamation mark. Yeah, Arthur is not feeling this. I'm not feeling the mechanics of that EIP thing either. 15, yeah, here we go. Ether inflation schedule. Why are you trying to be hard money? Oil should be ever flowing. Right. EIP 1559, if approved, will substantially alter the inflation schedule of Ether. Essentially, instead of Ether moving from users to miners in the form of network gas usage fee, there will be a base fee that is burned. Why burn your precious commodity? And a tip that goes to the miners. There are estimates that up to 70% of gas spent on a transaction could be disgusting. In my piece, yes, I read a white paper. I talked about the potential massive growth in Ether gas fees if DeFi can even replace even a fraction of CeFi. I need to read that. If Ether gas fees are going to go through the roof, if DeFi really does capture financial banking, right? If we're still so small, still so early. If the amount of gas fees exponentially increases alongside usage and those fees are burned, then very quickly the inflation schedule will become deflationary. The supply of Ether will decline in Ether terms as the platform becomes more useful. If we are understanding the impact on DeFi and human economic interactions, there is a future where there isn't enough Ether supply to allow the system to function. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Arthur gets it. The retort to that is that an extremely high price of ETH solves the supply issue. It does not. There is no magic ETH in the ground that can be exploited if the marginal mining profits expand enough. The network will not produce enough ETH via block rewards to satisfy its use in the attainment of the Ethereum mission. These developers and coders do not understand economics. At this point, the network's economics fails. The price is high and hodlers are popping ace or spades. But it's a short walk to the poorhouse, yes, if the DeFi apps that require fuel cannot obtain it at any cost. Given what we know about how the community responds to we gotta say this word. Existential threats to accomplishing its mission. See the DAO hack. Do you expect them to sit by and watch the network kill itself due to a flawed inflation schedule? If you hard forked once, you can hard fork again. That is correct. Richard Hart is hard forking Ethereum. He's making Pulse Chain. Is that deflationary or not? I hope not. I hope Richard Hart reads this. It should be inflationary. If you want a good network, it needs to be inflationary. I don't know why people don't know that. The deflationary issuance and gas burn schedule will be sacrificed so that dApps, Richard Hart should not follow Ethereum's EIP 1559. It's rubbish. It's retarded. So that dApps can be used at the volumes necessary to power the decentralized computer. Therefore, those who bet that this current EIP 1559 inflation schedule will never change need to review the protocol's history. A prime driver of the flipping bull case is that the exponential rise of DeFi necessitated on-chain transactions, which causes more ETH to be spent than burned, lowering supply and pumping the price. If we really reach $150,000 ETH price and the network is disintermediating the parasitic CeFi regime, the mere suggestion that the protocol must change its emission schedule in order to continue cracking CeFi skulls will send the price careening towards the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Yes, he gets it, Arthur. He understands. This failure to understand the implications of a deflationary emission schedule on the currency that powers the underlying technology, while whose usefulness underpins the price, could prove fatal. Yes. Ether cannot ever be the hardest form of crypto money while achieving its real mission to power the world's decentralized computer. However, this does not mean that Ether's market cap cannot eclipse Bitcoin's. Yeah, I think it's going to flip this year. It just means that it will be much harder to achieve because Ether does not get to have its cake and eat it too. Maybe it should integrate with Ethereum Classic. That's your hard money. If you want hard money, it's your bloody blockchain. Make friends with the people that you used to enjoy as part of your network and community. They got to make friends with Ethereum Classic. Money is less valuable than tech. Correct. Money is less valuable than tech. The global reserve currency is the most valuable because it has the largest network of actors who accept it in return for goods and labors. Currently, that is the US dollar. An approximation of the value of the currency is M0, or the amount of base money in circulation. Currently, US dollar M0 is 5.8 trillion. It's nothing. The combined value of the FANGs, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, is 6.36 trillion. How does that happen? How can 5 companies be worth more than the currency? It's easy. It's the way shit works. The US dollar is just pure money that rides on the US financial systems network. It is not more valuable than companies that provide actual goods and services priced in US dollar units. People still don't understand this. Economists, bankers, Arthur gets it. I get it. Holders of US dollar don't cry like babies on social media because companies that sell the products denominated in US dollars are worth more than the USD.
So why are Bitcoin maxis so threatened by the inevitability that other cryptos that have an industrial use case will be worth more than Bitcoin? This morning I posted a projection of Bitcoin dominance to go down to 16% in the next few years. That means ETH will flip, but it also means ETH's EIP 1559 protocol gets upgraded, or it means that they screw up, Ethereum screws up, which seems like kind of likely. There's too many I'm going to say it, financial idiots involved in Ethereum. Maybe Pulse Chain takes over Ethereum's crown as the decentralized network computer of the world. The feeling doesn't seem to be mutual. Many of the most successful altcoins raised their initial funding in Bitcoin. Then it was Ether in 27 ICO craze. Bitcoin is no less intrinsically useful as the hardest form of crypto collateral. If its crypto market cap dominance is significantly lower than it's currently, holders of Bitcoin must believe that at the base of any crypto-enabled economy lies Bitcoin collateral. They should strive to support that mission because in doing so, it further entrenches the Bitcoin's role as the base of the extra crypto pyramid. He's talking this, boom. No, he's talking an inverted pyramid. Look it up, extra crypto, extra money pyramid, right? So we'll have gold as the capstone, standing upside down on the point, and then it will just be a multiple layers. So it'll be coins, notes, right? US dollar notes, US dollar coins, and it just money layers keeps on growing till right at the top it's like derivatives, financial weapons of mass destruction. They haven't blown anything up. Yes, they did. 2008. Yeah, they cause extreme volatility and market events, derivatives, because they're like, what's the word? They're getting so far removed from the actual monetary base that the inherent value can go to zero, right? So like, an option. You might buy an option for $1,000 on a Google call or put, and the end of the month it will go to zero. It's built in. The spectre of Sir Thomas Gresham. Fiat and gold require living, breathing humans, yes, to exchange them for other forms of money, goods, and/or services. These traditional forms of money rely on a network of humans. As long as there are humans, the network can function. While Bitcoin is the hardest money ever created, it requires, in addition to humans, a cadre of self-interested miners to expend real-world energy to upkeep the network. Miners are only rewarded with Bitcoin. Should the Bitcoin versus energy exchange rate falter for any variety of reasons, the miners won't mine and the network disappears. Poof! Be gone, Bitcoin. The higher the velocity of Bitcoin transactions, the more on-chain fees generated. These fees, in addition to block rewards, allows miners to purchase energy in order to upkeep the network. We all know that the block reward seigniorage will decline approximately every 4 years until ceasing altogether by 2140. Thankfully, the number of on-chain transactions are up and to the right bigly. But as the culture of purchasing paper Bitcoin derivatives grows, yes, CME, Bitcoin ETF coming soon, and OGs continue hodling, the bite of Gresham's law looms large in the not so distant futures. Yeah, who's going to do on-chain transactions? Bad money is spent, e.g. US dollars and other fiats. Good money is hoarded, e.g. Bitcoin. This is Gresham's law. However, while hoarding gold does not diminish its value, it's in extremis hoarding Bitcoin in the future without using it in any fashion will destroy the economics of the network, which gives Bitcoin its value. Because after block rewards, then miners will only be paid in transaction fees. And if there are no transactions, there are no fees and no incentive for miners to maintain the network. At some point, these BTC Core, they got to remove the cap. They got to maintain enough inflation. I think we're getting at the point at 2% annually. It's already kind of not enough. So the next halving will put it down to 0.96 or something. That's way not enough. It's getting bad. No one's gonna have the balls to bring it up and say no. Let's keep the inflation at 2% or 1%. It's gonna kill itself. Bitcoin network. Not your keys, not your coins. Most new entrants to our pond want an easy way to acquire Bitcoin versus fiat risk. That is, they believe Bitcoin number go up, but have zero interest in becoming their own financial institution. Correct? Correct. This is why Trey Smile left the space. He threw up his hands in disgust and walked away. They want the 1-800 number to call when they forget their password and a human to complain to when things don't go as planned. Service providers are happy to sell paper Bitcoin derivatives that provide exposure to the assets while dealing with all the pesky blockchain issues for a fee. Judging by the asset gathering success of Grayscale's GBTC, CoinShares, XBT provider, and other paper derivatives, the average investor just wants price risk. My close friends who all actively trade also use these products because they are easy and they are fully cognizant that the true revolutionary aspects of the Bitcoin blockchain are completely lost when you don't custody your own coins, but that is irrelevant because they covet an inflation hedge more than a new financial ecosystem. A bunch of Bitcoin sitting in custodial accounts that are not used in commerce or as collateral in a new digital financial economy act as a potential drag on the profitability of miners in the long run. The other drag is those who fully buy into the be your own bank ethos but would rather spend fiat for life's necessities than their precious BTC. If both ends of the belief system are resolute, growth in on-chain transaction volume will moderate or outright decline. Let me take a sip of coffee. No chips. Due to the persistent shortage of semiconductor chips needed to build new mining machines, the large profit margins of mining farms at these high Bitcoin versus energy prices will continue. Even if you have the money to purchase machines, there are just not enough for sale to dramatically increase the network hash rate. It's good to know. So, ASIC supply crunch. As a reminder, the real exchange rate that matters is Bitcoin versus energy. Yeah, fiat will come and go, but miners must purchase electricity somehow with the Bitcoin earned to sustain their operations. The residual Bitcoin remaining after such purchases is their profit. $1 can buy 1 kilowatt or 1,000 kilowatt hours. However, 1 kilowatt hour is always 1 kilowatt hour. So that can fluctuate, right? The current crop of large mining farms don't need transaction volume to dramatically increase in order to afford their ongoing capex, capital expenditure. They are printing so much money even with second-generation mining rigs that it is irrelevant whether Bitcoin is used in actual commerce. Farm to table. When primary, intermediate, and final goods are all priced in Bitcoin, credit in Bitcoin terms can be extended to all steps of the value chain. A truly Bitcoin economy allows for uncollateralized loans in Bitcoin terms. Wow, that's a good take. A truly Bitcoin economy allows for uncollateralized loans in Bitcoin terms. Get a Bitcoin credit card. That's what you say. If this future arrives, on-chain transaction volumes will skyrocket. Farm-to-table Bitcoin use is the salve, basically like a, what's that? What's that rub in America that they sell to like cure everything? I forget the name of it. But in England, we've got this thing called Vicks. You got the cold, throw on some Vicks. You graze your knee, put on some Vicks. Bitcoin use is the salve to soothe the persistent itch of Gresham's law. We have time to recidify the rationale, but destructive impulse to purchase paper Bitcoin derivatives and hoard physical coins. Dog money. Is he talking about Dodge? The most awesome force in the universe is the power of the collective human imagination. Every single non-natural physical object we interact with began in the imagination of one or more individual humans. Everything begins as make-believe and then transitions into physical reality. Yeah, like Steve Jobs. He had this vision of having a personal computer in your pocket that used your fingers to operate, and now even your voice to operate, right? Remember, what was that company? Palm little things, phone things. It had like 1,000 different buttons on it, and the little stylus. They were like, oh yeah, everyone get the stylus. It's cool innovation. The value system that underpins our collective delusions. Yes, everything's a delusion. Are guarded fiercely. We only need to document the millions that have died over the millennia of human civilization due to differences in opinion. Wow, yeah, he's going deep regarding political systems and religion. It is not a surprise that when it comes to the realm of monetary systems, people take their beliefs quite seriously. They should, as your monetary belief system can be the difference between a life of leisure and one of senseless toil. Humans intrinsically know that money is pure fiction. Most people don't, but most people investing do, I think. Therefore, when you challenge their belief system with an alternate story, they can become hostile. The best way to elicit a response is through the use of humor. The most talented comedians take our most cherished beliefs as a society and show logical fallacies using the arc of humor. If you can't take a joke, then you might want to meditate for a while you are so insecure in your beliefs. Maybe it's because you know deep down they are complete bullshit. Dogecoin. I'm talking about Dodge today. Check out my video. Dogecoin infuriates both the traditional finance mandarins and the crypto cowboys. It is magic internet money, with no pretense about its lack of technological innovation. It is a cute dog displayed on a computer screen. Jackson Palmer, the founder of Dogecoin, famously rage quit Doge a few years back, highlighting that he believed that it was ridiculous that this obvious joke of a cryptocurrency still had value. It's not a joke. Enough people like it. It's only fittingly that one of humanity's best salesmen of all time. Yeah. He's just got that, 60 million people following him on Twitter. He's got that face, well-crafted image, Is he a genius? I don't know. Is his team behind him a genius? Genii? Oh yeah, probably. He was the anointed unicorn face figurehead, right? How can you operate a company that made losses for the best part of a decade and not go bankrupt? If the guys giving you the credit were told never to call in that credit. Uh-huh. Now you start going up the chain of money and find out who the owners are, right? Who the real power brokers are. It's not the guys that they show you on TV. It is only fittingly that one of humanity's best salesmen of all time, Elon Musk, used the Dogecoin foil to elucidate the absurdity of our current monetary regime. Yeah, he was making fun of USD on national TV in America and of Dodge. Yeah, comparing them, similar things. Elon's company Tesla is worth more than most car companies most car companies combined, while producing 1/60th the number of cars. It is unabashedly pure hype. Elon creates more shareholder value through his Twitter megaphone than delivering safe, fast, and environmentally sustainable electric vehicles. Yes. Love him or hate him, he is the poster boy for number go up. Remember when he was selling those girly short shorts, scooter shorts or something? The joke on Dogecoin has produced many basement dweller millionaires. How infuriating that it must be to the traditional finance gatekeepers who pontificate about value and growth, investing on television while barely managing to generate single-digit percentage returns in an era where global central banks have expanded balance sheet at 15%. Is that cumulative annual? What's the G stand for? Cumulative annual growth rate? 15% a year. What the freak? So we do the math on that. Oops, jeez. Where's my calculator? So, say you start off $1 billion. When was that? It said 2008. Okay, so 13 years in. 15% a year cumulative annual growth rate times 1.15 times 1.15. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times 11 times 12. That takes us to 2020. 2008 to 2020. So that $1 billion at 15% cumulative annual growth rate turns into what? Million, billion. Okay. So basically 5.3 billion. 1 billion turns into 5.3 billion with that 15% growth rate. Amazing, isn't it? It doubles. It doubled after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, right? The next double comes 2 years later. No. Next double comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So 6 years, 5 years. Wait. 1 billion to 2 billion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Okay. 2 billion to 4 billion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years again. That doesn't make no sense. 4 billion to 5.3 in 2 years. Wow. Now it's getting exponential, right? Now it's getting exponential. Yeah. The joke's on you. So this is why assets are going up. This is why your purchasing power is going down. This is why your house is going up. Stocks going up. Gold is not going up. People who are getting this cash in the investment banking field are terrified. They don't know what to do with it, so they have to keep buying assets just to keep up the flow of money they get into their accounts from the Fed, right? The joke is also on crypto acolytes who preach a techno-decentralized utopia. Their dogma is also threatened by dog money. How can this technologically deficient protocol be in the top 10? What does this say about the value system of their peers? They lament that Dogecoin makes us look bad and makes crypto look unprofessional. If professional means wearing a suit and tie or a black pencil skirt while earning substandard returns, give me dog money. You two are trading magic internet money and pushing electrons across a computer screen while waxing philosophical. Maybe you just want your number go up token to be touted by Lord Elon on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, everyone's a freaking hypocrite. Crypto has nothing to fear from Doge. Yes, I agree, Arthur. I agree. It instead should be used as a foil to show the emperor has no clothes. Yes, correct. Money is a mental abstraction. The sooner the general population realize that everything is make-believe, the sooner they can make the leap from physical government-issued banknotes to a purely digital, decentralized currency. Full stop. They are both equally as fake. Which piece of fiction can preserve your purchasing power in the face of rising energy, food, and housing? Which piece of fiction is inclusive rather than exclusive? Which piece of fiction can you participate in the development of? Dogecoin is a blessing. Long live cute dog money. I will face my fear. It is very simple. I'm afraid that global central banks will slow the growth of their balance sheets. That's his only fear. Absent that, there is no reason why any crypto should be worth multiples of what it is today. Ooh. Let's repeat. This is his fear. It is very simple. I'm afraid that global central banks will slow the growth of their balance sheets. At some point they will. Well, they can't continue at 25% a year, as in 2020. Or was it 30% the Fed did in 2020? Absent that money that they printed needs to start whizzing around now. That's why they're giving airdrops to the general population. There's no reason why any crypto should be worth multiples of what it is today. Ooh. This is the potential top, right? When people start realizing there's no more new fresh dollars coming their way. When the price of money is no longer distorted, traditional cash flow analysis will become relevant again. At some point, yes. The various fears I spoke about during this essay are idiosyncratic to particular cryptos. The asset class as a whole, just like equities, real estate, and commodities, will continue to grow as more money is printed. Understand your fear and choose an appropriate ecosystem to hide your wealth from the ravages of inflation. As Chuck Prince, the former head of Citigroup, once said, when the music stops in terms of liquidity, things will be complicated. What a line that is by Chucky Boy. When the music stops in terms of liquidity, things will be complicated. But as long as the music is playing, you got to get up and dance. Correct. Don't be afraid to get out on the dance floor. Anybody can do the crypto electric slide. Yeah. All right. What do you guys think? Arthur's a freaking genius. There's very few financial brains like Arthur in crypto, especially not on the developer side. Maybe on the exchange side, like I'm assuming CZ is quite clever and fearless. That guy is fearless for sure. Fear is the mind killer. Let's read this quote again from Dune, from Paul Atreides. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I'll permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. Thank you, people. Hope you enjoyed. That was great.